हेलो दोस्तों, कैसे हो आप? ओके गुड। ओके, मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल के स्वागत है। मेरा नाम काव्या। ओके, today's I will explain the dermatology topic. Uh, okay, normally dermatology means a study of a skin. Uh, you have a skin, no? It is the largest organ in our body. Am I right? Yeah, okay. Dermatology means the term is derived as the study of the skin. Is called dermatology. It's there is a dermatologist or a doctor to diagnose about the skin. Who diagnose the skin problems called dermatologist. Okay, okay. See, this is the skin structure. In this skin structure, I will explain the structure, layers, and parts in the skin. Okay. This is the skin diagram. See, the skin is the largest organ of the body. The skin and its derivatives. Normally, skin contains hairs, nails, sweats, and oil glands. Here, the sweat and oil glands are two glands that are present in the skin. The skin also called as the integumentary system. The study of the skin is also called as integumentary system. Okay. Normally, skin has three layers. See, skin has three layers. Okay, first one is epidermis, second one is dermis, and third one is hypodermis. Okay, normal epidermis is the outermost layer of the skin. Okay, it provides a waterproof barrier and creates a skin tone. It is the upper layer. Okay, totally how many layers? Three layers. First one epidermis, second one dermis, third one hypodermis. This is the first layer, this is second, this is third layer. Okay, in the dermis, beneath the dermis is present beneath the epidermis. Wait, I will show the diagram. See, this is the epidermis, this is the dermis, and this is the hypodermis. Okay, this is the first layer, top layer of the skin. Below the epidermis, there is a dermis. Beneath the dermis, there is a hypodermis. Okay. See, the beneath the epidermis contains of connective tissue. The dermis contains the connective tissue, hair follicles, and sweat glands. Okay, in the dermis layer, we observe the hair, follicles, sweat glands, and connective tissue. See, in this layer, okay, in this layer, we will observe the hair follicles, connective tissue, and sweat glands. Okay, next layer is hypodermis. In the hypodermis, it is a deep connective tissue. Okay, made up of fat. In the deeper layer, the skin contains the fat in the hypodermis layer. Okay, and connective tissue also. Here, please remember this one. There are three layers: epidermis, dermis, hypodermis. In the epidermis, outermost layer of the skin. Epidermis is outermost layer. It provides a waterproof of barrier. Okay. In the dermis, main things that are present are connective tissue, hair follicles, sweat glands. Okay. In the hypodermis, fat and connective tissue. Okay, connective tissue is present in two layers, dermis and hypodermis, but not in epidermis. Okay, clear? Okay. See, this is the layer. What I explained in the before slide. This skin is made up of multiple layers of cells. Our skin normally have so many multiple layers of cells and tissues. In our skin, there are muscle inside bones. There are tissue cells, okay, which are held to underlying structures by connective tissue. The deeper layer of the skin is well vascularized. See here, vascularized means containing the blood vessels. Okay, in the deep layer of the skin, what I said, in the deep, what is the deepest layer? Oh, hypodermis. Okay, in that layer, we observe the skin is well vascularized, means it consists of the blood vessels. Okay. It also has numerous sensory, autonomic and sympathetic nerve fibers, ensuring communication to and from the brain. Here see guys, it also has numerous sensory, autonomic and sympathetic. Autonomic means automatically the working on the mechanism works automatically. Okay, sympathetic nerve fibers. There are two fibers, autonomic and sympathetic nerve fibers. They are the ensuring communication to and from the brain. From the brain, brain nunchi manaki skin ki communication will be passed. Okay. See in the epidermis, this is the first layer what is said in the before slide. This is the topmost layer of the skin. The epidermis is composed of keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. This is the keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. In this layer it composed. Okay, please note it clearly, as this is so much important. Which epithelium is present means keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Skin has 4 layers of cells, is referred to as in the C epidermis. Again in the epidermis, what is the first layer? In that layer there are again divided into 4 layers, guys. See, from the deep to superficial means from the bottom to upper. I am discussing the layers. First one means deep one, means down, first down one, not the uppermost one, down deep. Stratum basilae, stratum spinosum, stratum granulosum, stratum lucidum, stratum corneum. Okay, there are 5 layers: stratum basilae, stratum spinosum, stratum granulosum, stratum lucidum and stratum corneum. See, first one is stratum basilae. This is the first deepest layer in the epidermis. Okay, also known as stratum germinativum. Okay, the stratum basilae is also known as stratum germinativum. Is the deepest layer separated from the dermis by the basement membrane. See guys, I will show this what I said, dermis. Here above the dermis part there is the stratum granulosum. Okay, sorry, stratum basilae. This stratum basilae also called as stratum germinativum. Okay, that is the deepest layer separated from the dermis. As what I said, this is the deepest layer in the epidermis. Means beneath, means a deep layer, means last down layer, means it is above the dermis. Okay, so it is separated. Here they told the separated from the dermis means, you understand? Okay, by the basement membrane, basal lamina, and attached to the basement membrane by hemidesmosomes. Okay, the cells found in this layer are cuboidal to columnar. Here the shape of the cells are cuboidal shape and columnar. They are constantly producing keratinocytes. This layer also contains melanocytes. Here keratinocytes and melanocytes, it contains the pigments. As am I right? Melanocytes contains a pigment called melanin. Okay, keratinocytes contain a pigment called keratin. They are present in our skin. They give the color to the pigmentation, color to the skin tone. Okay. Next layer is stratum spinosum. In this stratum spinosum, 8 to cell layers are there, also known as prickle cell. It is also called as prickle cell. Layers contain irregular polyhedral cells with cytoplasmic process, sometimes called spines. See guys, it is the most important thing. It is also called as sometimes spines. It is also called prickle cells, as it contains 8 to 10 cell layers that extend outward and contact neighboring cells by desmosomes. Dendritic cells can be found in this layer. You know dendritic cell, okay, can be found in this layer, dendrites. Next layer is stratum granulosum. It has a grainy appearance due to further changes to keratinocytes. The cells become flatter, their cell membranes thicken, and they generate large amount of protein keratin, which is fibrous and keratohyalin. Okay, in this stratum granulosum, the cells are flatter in shape. Their cell membranes are thickened. You know, thickened thin, yeah, like that the cell membrane is thickened and they generate large amount of proteins. Here there are proteins keratin, which is a fibrous. That the protein keratin is in fibrous and keratohyalin. Okay, this two protein make up the bulk of keratinocytes, which mass in stratum granulosum. The nuclei and other cell organelles disintegrated as the cell dies. Okay, here the nuclei and cell organelles are disintegrate, means they separate and they go away, means as the cells die. When the cells die, they go into the disintegrate. Okay, next one is stratum lucidum. It is a smooth, seeming translucent layer of epidermis. Okay, it is a smooth, seeming translucent layer. As you know, transparent, translucent, opaque, like that it is a translucent layer of epidermis located just above the stratum granulosum. Okay, as we discussed the stratum granulosum in the before slide. Okay, the from by the above of the stratum granulosum there is the stratum lucidum. As we are coming from deep to means bottom to first upper layer, guys, don't confuse here. Okay, don't confuse, I'm telling so many times. Okay, the keratinocytes that compose the stratum lucidum are dead and flattened. Okay, here the keratinocytes are dead and flattened. Okay, dead means already died, flattened, densely packed with iridium, a clear protein rich in lipids derived from keratinohyalin. See, next one is stratum corneum. It is the most superficial layer of the epidermis and is the layer exposed to outside of environment. You understand? What is the layer exposed to outside the environment means? This is the first layer of the epidermis. Okay, this is the first layer. As I discussed in the last but this is the first layer. As I come from bottom to upper layer, so I am discussing stratum corneum in this after completion of all these layers. This is the first layer, don't confuse, guys. These are usually 15 to 30 layers of cells in the stratum corneum. Okay, 15 to 30 layers. In the before slide, about 8 to 10 layers in stratum spinosum. Okay, in these 15 to 30 layers, most of the layers of the cells are present in stratum corneum. Okay, the penetration of microbes and dehydration of underlying tissues. Cells in this layer are shed periodically and replaced by cells pushed up from stratum granulosum. Okay, next one is dermis. Epidermis completed. In epidermis, we discussed 5 sublayers that's completed. Next to epidermis, next is the dermis layer. It might be considered the core of integumentary system as distinct from epidermis and hypodermis. Okay, it contains blood, lymph vessels, nerves and other structures such as hair follicles and sweat glands. Okay, in this dermis, see, this is the dermis layer. In this dermis layer, we observe the blood and lymph vessels, nerves and other structures such as hair follicles and sweat glands. Okay, the dermis is made up of 2 layers of connective tissue. Here the dermis is made up of 2 connective tissue that compose an interconnected mesh of elastin and collagenous fibers produced by fibroblast. Okay. In this in this dermis there are 2 layers, papillary layer and reticular layer. Okay, first of all I will discuss the papillary layer. This is the papillary layer. See, observe this one reddish white color, or where I am seeing the cursor is moving, that red color. Observe, this is the papillary layer and this is the reticular layer. Okay, in the papillary layer is made up of loose areolar connective tissue, which means the collagen and elastin fibers of this layer from a loose mesh. Okay, in this layer we observe the areolar connective tissue, which is a loose. Okay, this superficial layer of the dermis projects into stratum basale of epidermis, whereas we observe the stratum basale, which is the first part of the epidermis, the fibroblast. small number of flat cells and small blood vessels. Okay. In the addition of the papillary layer contain phagocytes, defensive cells, and help fight the bacteria. Here the phagocytes are also called as antibacterial cells as they kill the bacteria. Okay, they are called as phagocytes. Though helps in fight bacteria and other infection that have the branch of the skin. This layer also contains lymphatic capillaries, nerve fibers, and touch receptors called Meissner corpuscles. Okay, what I am telling means in this layer we are observing the lymphatic capillaries, nerve fibers, and touch receptor. Okay. Normally, don't confuse in this papillary layer what contains is the loose areolar connective tissue. Okay, one thing. Another one is fibroblast, small number of flat cells, small blood vessels. Okay, other than that, it also contains phagocytes, defensive cells, which helps in fighting bacteria, and also it contains lymphatic capillaries, nerve fibers, and touch receptors. Okay, clear? Okay. Next one is reticular layer. This is the reticular layer. See, this one is reticular. This as discussed in before slide, papillary layer, and this one is a reticular layer. In the reticular layer, underlying the papillary layer is much thicker. This is the papillary layer, no? This is the reticular layer. It is so much of thickness and composed of dense irregular connective tissue. Here it consists of irregular connective tissue. Okay. Collagen fibers provide structure and tensile strength. Here collagen fibers are actually it consists of collagen fibers. That collagen fibers provide structure and tensile strength with stranded of collagen extending into both the papillary layer and the hypodermis. Okay, collagen infection and retina creams helps restore skin turgor by either introducing collagen externally or stimulating blood flow and repair of dermis. Okay. See, the third one is the hypodermis. This is the third layer of the skin. Okay. Hypodermis. It is a layer directly below the dermis. Okay. You understand? Okay. And serves to connect the skin to underlying fascia of bones and muscles. The hypodermis consists of well vascularized, as I discussed in the before first two slides only. The hypodermis is well vascularized. Okay, loose areolar connective tissue with functions as mode of fat storage. It stores the fat and provide insulation and cushioning for the integument. Insulation, here insulation heat means if anyone pinch means sensation like that, no? Like that, provide insulation for the integument. Okay. See, in the hypodermis, this is the hypodermis layer. Okay. This is the dermis layer. This is epidermis. Okay, you got it clear? Please observe this picture. You can easily get what are the tissues and what are the parts that are present in each of the layer. Okay, don't confuse. This is again I am explaining. This is a epidermis layer. This is middle region is dermis and bottom layer is hypodermis. Okay, as I discussed first in epidermis 5 layers. Okay, in dermis 2 layers. In hypodermis, no. See, but in the hypodermis, lipid storage. Lipid also called as adipose tissue. Actually, adipose tissue is consists of lipids, means fat tissue. This is present in hypodermis consists of fat storing cells called adipocytes. They are also called as adipocytes, where the fat is deposited and accumulates later within the hypodermis. Depends on hormones like testosterone, estrogen, insulin, glucagon, leptin, progesterone. So many hormones are there. These are the some of the hormones which are mentioned in this slide. If you want, you can mention also. Pigmentation. See, pigmentation means the color of the skin is influenced by the number of pigments. As you know, some of the pigments like melanin, carotene, like here also I mentioned hemoglobin. Okay, they helps in the pigmentation. Recall the melanin is produced by melanocytes. As I said in the melanocytes, keratinocytes in the first of the slides. Okay, normally our skin, what the functioning of the skin, let's discuss. First one, controlling body temperature. We have certain body temperature. It controls the body temperature. The skin does a fantastic job of controlling body temperature and keeping it stable. Okay, storing blood. The skin acts as a reservoir to store blood. Okay, understand? A reservoir is nothing but a barrier like that. Protection. The skin protects us, our inner layer from the see environmental dust or light, UV radiations, which are dangerous radiations also. Okay, so for the external environment, it protects our body without any damage. Sensation. Okay, sensation means if anyone touch you, you can feel a sensation. By the having the skin only, you know the sensation. Okay, it is one of the function of the skin. Absorption and excretion. Absorption means here absorption of some of the useful things for your body, like see what do you need to your skin. Sun, am I right? Vitamin D came from sun, or like that. Water, vitamin D from sunlight, their absorption takes place like that. And excretion. Excretion means here toxic, some of the toxic unwanted waste materials should be avoid or go away from our body, means from the skin, like a sea, water, sweat, water, there which toxic materials may excreted from our skin, okay, in the form of the sweat. Vitamin D production, as I discussed in absorption only, this one. Okay, appendages of skin. They are the layers completed these are the appendages of skin. In these appendages of skin, this is hair, nails, sweat glands also called pseudoferous glands, sebaceous glands. Okay, sebaceous glands also called oil glands. Okay, note it. This is hair. Hairs are keratinous filaments derived from layers of epidermis into dermis. Okay, what I said, hairs are present in the dermis layer. Okay, these are the peculiar to mammals like birds. Mammals are nothing but birds. Helps in conservation of their body heat. However, in the man, the heart loses is prevented by the cutaneous sensation of touch. Hair are distributed all over body. Normally, hair is present all over body except some of the parts like see palms, soles. Once observe palms and soles, is there hair? No. Like that, palms, soles, dorsal surface of the distal phalanges. Dorsal side means back side, and distal phalanges fingers. Observe fingers, there are no hair. Umbilicus, glans penis, inner surface of prepu, the labia minora, and inner surface of labia majora. These are the parts of the reproductive system. The length, thickness and color of the hair vary in different part of the body. Observe, you have different parts in our body having the hair containing their thickness or color also different. Okay, different individuals. Each hair has implanted part called a root. There is a root of a root called implanted part, it is and protecting part called the shaft. Okay, the hair having the root and shaft. The root is implanted part and the projecting part is shaft. The hair follicles enclosing hair roots lie obliquely to the surface of the skin, which is responsible for the characteristic hair streams in different parts of the body. Okay, these are the nails, hairs, nails. Okay, see synonym. This is the synonym of nail, onki. The synonym of nails is onaiko or onaik. Okay, please note it this. This is so much of important. Compare with the terms paranokia, colinokia and onchocomiasis. Nails are hardened keratin plates, chronified zone. Okay, in the dorsal surface of the tips and fingers and toes, acting as rigid support for the distal pads of terminal phalanges. Each nail has the observe your nails. There are the following parts are present in your nail. Okay, first one is root, second one free border, third one body, and fourth one is lunule. First one, root is the proximal hidden part of the buried into the nail groove and is overlapped by the nail fold on the skin. Okay, next one is free border. This is the distal part free from the skin. Body is exposed part of the nail which is adherent to the underlying skin. The proximal part of the body present a white opaque crescent called lunule. Third one is sweat glands. Sweat glands also called as pseudoferous glands, distributed all over skin. Okay, except for the lips, glands, penis and nail bed. You observe sweat occurs to your skin, am I right? But except the lips, gland, penis and nail bed, we won't observe any sweat. Okay, these glands are two types, eccrine and apocrine glands. Eccrine glands and apocrine glands, or the eccrine glands are much more abundant and distributed in almost every part of the skin. Here what I am telling is, eccrine glands are much more abundant and almost every part of the skin it was distributed. Okay, apocrine glands are confined to axilla, some of the parts only. Here when comparing to eccrine glands and apocrine glands, what we observed is eccrine glands are present distributed most all over the body, every part of the body, but apocrine glands are only consist in some parts. Okay, like confined to axilla, eyelids, nipple, areola of the breast, perineal region and external genitalia. Seminuous glands of the external auditory measures or modified apocrine sweat glands. External auditory, these are present in our ear. Fourth one is sebaceous glands. What I said, sebaceous glands also called as oil glands. Am I right? See, means here producing the oily secretion and widely distributed all over the dermis of the skin. Okay, except the palms and toes. Palms and toes, they are especially abundant in the scalp, face, and also very numerous around the aperture of the ear, nose, mouth, and anus. Sebaceous glands are small and circulated in the appearance. The oily secretions of sebaceous glands is called sebum. It lubricates skin and protects it from moisture, desiccation, and the harmful sun rays. Okay, understand? Clear? Sebaceous glands are small, circulated in appearance. Okay, they are the small and circulated. They are telling small and circulated. Normally, the oily secretions of sebaceous glands are called sebum. It lubricates skin and protects it from moisture, desiccation, and the harmful sun rays. Sebum also lubricates hair and prevent them from becoming brittle. In addition, sebum also some bactericidal action. Sebum makes the skin waterproof. Water evaporates from the skin, but the fats and oils are absorbed by it. Okay, see, skin is the outer germinant of the body and it is subjected to the following maladies. See, these are some of the skin conditions which are observed. Dermatitis or eczema, albinism, herpes zoster virus, pressure sores, color, burns, sebaceous cyst, scabies, keloid, fungal infection, vitiligo, baldness. See this one also, alopecia areata. It is an autoimmune disease, means it is a complete removal of hair. Okay. See, first I will discuss dermatitis. This is there is a redness, swelling and itching and exudation in the acute cases. It usually become chronic. Means here two terms are used, acute and chronic. Means acute in short intervals of time, chronic takes a large time to deal. Okay, here we observe the redness, swelling. Acute means within short intervals time only we observe the swelling and it also remove. If it may be acute, it changes to acute to chronic also, means it lasts for years and years also. Dermatitis may be allergic due to soaps and cosmetics. Why dermatitis occurs means they are telling it may be by the allergic or due to soap. So many people use soaps, different kind of soaps, and there are so many chemicals are adding in the soaps. So by using the different kind of soaps and cosmetics, the cosmetics are made up of different chemicals. Okay, so by using that money of to our skin tone, we're getting the swelling, itching, redness, pimples like that. So it is called as dermatitis. This is one of the skin condition which we observed most of the women's. Okay, as they use the cosmetics of different cosmetics. Okay, next one, albinism. There is no melanin pigment. Guys, see. Melanin is one of the useful pigment and necessary pigment for our skin, as it gives a color. Okay, skin tone to our skin tone. It is usually inherited condition. Albinism. Okay, herpes due to virus. The virus causes vesicular lesion around the nasal, means here the near nose and orifices along the dermatome. It is also responsible for causing chickenpox. Okay, it also maybe causes the chickenpox. Herpes due to virus. Pressure sores. The skin slowly dies over the pressure sites. Means here pressure sores means the skin slowly dies by the pressure, external pressure. The skin dies. Example, pressure sores in the lower back when patient lies on the back for a prolonged period due to illness. Okay, got it? Color. Skin is a pale in anemia. A skin is pale in anemia. Here anemia is loss of blood vessels. Yellow in jaundice. Blue in the cyanosis. Okay, cyanosis means blue color appearance on the palms of the hand. That is cyanosis. Jaundice, anemia. The skin tone will changes this type of colors as they show these of the conditions by the appearance of that colors. The next one is burns. It is a condition which occurs due to too much heat or cold acids, alkalis. There are different alkalis, acids, so many are there. If your skin touches any one of the chemical, it means some chemicals are dangerous. They will automatically burns the skin. Okay, here that one only discussed in this burns. Sebaceous cyst. It is common in the scalp. Scalp, scalp. Yeah. It is due to obstruction of the duct of sebaceous glands caused either by trauma or infection. Trauma or infection. If the duct of sebaceous glands of cheek is blocked, it leads to closed comedones or acne. If the condition gets severe, the condition is acne vulgaris. Okay. Scabies is a mite infection. It is a mite infection. It is commonly seen in genital region and interdigital cleft. Okay, keloid. It is a overgrowth of connective tissue at site of injury or burn. Fungal infection of nail is common. Okay, fungal infection. Normally in the rainy season, when you walk in water, or most of the, if you stay in the fields of the fields during the rainy season, it may occur in between the toes, a reddish color. Reddish color. That is a fungal infection. Okay. Vitiligo, it is an autoimmune disease leading to white patches on skin. We observe the white patches on the skin. It is a disease called vitiligo. Baldness. Baldness is related to hormones. Alopecia areata, it is autoimmune disease. What I said, complete removal of hair. Thank you guys.